This is a quick video about making a back window for Gizmo there. And I bought a sheet of Lexan. You can see I finally got to use this centipede, this Bora centipede thing, and really worked good. I got a couple 2x4s for it out, and it's a great support for working on something like this. That folds up real compact. But anyhow, this is a sheet of Lexan that I picked up at Home Depot. It's 0.177 thick, I think. And this is what I'm going to make my windshield out of, and actually my upper doors out of too. But I didn't get around to the doors yet. I just started at the end of this video. So you can see, first thing I did is I measured the back window size, and I cut a couple cardboard templates to check the corners out and make sure I had clearance up in there, and marked it out on the actual Lexan. Now, I should have done this before I put that light on there and put the heater in, but you know, I have to take it all apart now, so just adds a little time to it. So I started by removing all the hardware that actually holds that back screen in place now, and then I find that a jigsaw with a metal cutting blade, fine metal cutting blade, works best with this Lexan. It doesn't melt it or make it hot or anything, so that's what I'm using here to just kind of trim it out to my lines. And I'm trying to stay a little bit oversized on them so I can go back and trim it later. And it goes all the way up in the top there, you can see, but I can't get it on from that side with that flap on the dump box here. So I had to open the dump box to kind of set it in place and move on to the next step. So there you can see it goes up underneath all that and just kind of locks in that bottom track that's already in the back window. So that's how it fits in there, and it did come out nice. Fits all the way up into the top pretty snug. I've got some weather stripping for up there later, and there's that heater sitting in there too. That's pretty cool. So first thing I did was I decided to transfer all the existing holes on the back screen there to this new piece of plastic, and I use a step drill on plastic. Regular drill can catch and, you know, cause problems if you don't have the right tip on it. So I just located all the holes with it in place here and used a smaller step drill to start out with. And I marked out some other holes for light stuff. And then I kind of went back with this small step drill at first and opened everything up. And one thing with plastics, they really move a lot when they get any kind of sunshine or heat on them. They just move a tremendous amount. So first thing I did is I drilled out the holes here to that side. Then I went to a 1-inch step drill, and I drilled them out way oversized for what I needed. You can see they're a pretty big hole in there. So I got them all opened up and ready to go. And I wanted to taper the edges a little bit and get them perfectly straight because I had cut them with the jigsaw. So I just took a router with a 30-degree angle bit on it and ran it up against a straight edge there. You can see I got a little taper on there to make it so nothing catches. Alright, so I'm going to peel this first side of the protection sheet off, and then I went down to my local Do It Best and bought some different size weather stripping to hopefully seal this in, because when I get done I want to have a sealed, pretty much sealed cab. I cut some acrylic washers and also some foam rubber gasketing to go on them, and they're way oversized, and I'll show you in a second how it all works out. So that's what they go, and they've got a clearance in the middle for the existing nut. And then it's time to start putting some of the gasketing on the sides. This piece of gasket on each side will seal up against the roll bar. And it's all self-adhesive, so you just peel the backing off. And this is a nice soft open cell foam that will crush to fit the roll bar perfectly. And then I put another little piece on the bottom to try to seal that, but That got kind of damaged when I was putting it in place, so, you know, not all of that is good. I did lose some of that protection. And then it's time to set it right in place here and get it locked in. And peel back some of the outer protection. And here you can see I'm replacing the bolts and nuts that came on it with a different style with a nut that is actually about 1.5 millimeters thicker than the plastic is. And that will allow me to put this washer on and compress it tight against that first nut I put on, and I'm using a lock nut here for the second one, and actually crush the foam half of the way. And that will give me movement that I need without stressing the plastic, because this window might move a 1/2 inch over hot to cold season. So there you can see how it just compresses it halfway and everything is nice and tight and solid in there now. And that there is compressed halfway too, and got a nice seal on there. So it's just a matter of going back through and, you know, putting all the new bolts in and sealing that up. And there you can see it's, you know, pretty much just clear back window that cost a lot less than what Kubota wanted for it. Now I did buy a through the hull exhaust adapter that they use on boats for those diesel heaters to run my exhaust out this plastic. And I just took a big drill bit there, a hole saw, and drilled through the plastic. And then I also had to drill through the metal behind it just to open up a hole big enough for this to fit in there. And actually, in the end, it worked out pretty good. The plastic and the whole fitting stays cool, and the heat goes right out the center of it with no fumes back in the cab. So that takes care of getting the exhaust out of there. And it is a little louder running it without a muffler on it, but actually it doesn't make a difference inside. You don't hear it unless you're standing behind the machine here. So there it is from the outside. Then I went inside and I cut the pipe down that came with the heater. One problem, it's a smaller diameter where those ribs are. So I had to toss this out, order a better piece that's the same diameter all the way through and made for cutting. Then it was time to start making a upper side door out of cardboard to get this going. So basically I just took some sheets of cardboard and started taping things together and marking things out and cutting them down until I got to the exact shape and fit that I want for it. And there you can see this is going to be the upper door. And I'm actually thinking about just leaving the bottom open for now. I don't really think I'll need anything down there, but I took that once I had that all worked out, and I just transferred that over to the sheet of plastic, what was left. And you can see it, I won't be able to get one more out of this sheet, so I'm going to have to pick up another sheet, which I'm probably not going to do now. So I may not finish these doors up probably until next spring, because it's really getting cold out. And I got to get going on getting the snowblower on the other tractor and stuff too. So same thing here, I cut it out with the jigsaw, metal cutting blade, and I cut it about 1/8 inch oversize. And I'll go back with the router and trim them all up nice and, clean, and shape them a little bit up. But there it is, there's the start of my one side door. And, as I said, I'll be finishing them up probably later on. But anyhow, I just wanted to show you that I did get that heater all finished up, the exhaust out the back, and everything sealed up in here. You can see there's gas getting up across the top and stuff. So that should help a little bit this winter. And once I get the doors made, I'll have a nice cab, and it'll be really toasty with that heater. So it was a real easy job. It was kind of a fun thing to do, and I pulled it out now, and I just got done actually getting the snowblower out and switching that over onto the little Kubota tractor there. So I'll be ready for anything this year. And there you can see, I got both machines ready to go now. And Yeah, hopefully I won't need the snow blower much, but we'll see. Anything over a foot, I think I'm gonna be using the blower. Everything else it should take care of. So I just wanted to do an update and show you that I am starting to get this closed in here, and hopefully soon I'll have a complete cab on it without spending $4,500 from Kubota. And here's that plastic shield I made for the back of the Kubota that for the snow blower there, and I will tell you that's been a really great addition for keeping snow off me. So little pieces of plastic do really help slow down that wind and the snow. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.